Talk about the decision to make a goalie change.
You know what? It was as much about us needing a spark, I think, a little bit, and as it was about Forrest's play. Okay, he hasn't played in a long time. He's been up in Columbus, and he come back. And Thies has been a guy that we've been rolling with for a while. We've been winning with. He's given us a chance to win all the time, and you know, I think Forrest probably fought the puck a little bit. We didn't give him a whole bunch of help, and when I see a couple of pucks go through him, I know him well enough as a goalie to say, you know, I wanted to be patient with him, see if he'd get his game, but I know him well enough to know that if he's fighting it a little bit, that we'll try and live and fight another day. And so we just thought we'd make the change and give us a spark, and you know, worked out a little bit. We didn't get a whole bunch of life after that either, but we found a way to get it done in the end.
It's got to be tough on a goal. I mean, he played one game in 5 weeks.
Exactly.
I mean, that's got to be almost, when you're healthy, that's got to be almost.
Yeah, and you know, I don't exactly follow their schedule exactly up there, but they don't practice as much as we do either. So they don't have the time off in between games. You know, they're playing every second night. They have meetings some days. They have optional skates some days. So he doesn't get all the game situation reps like we would when we have a whole week off to practice. We practice 5-on-5 situations, power play, penalty kill. Like, I don't think that you see that as much when you're up there. So it's going to take him a little bit of time. You know, that's it. That is what it is. We got to get him going again before, you know, this. As quick as we can as this thing moves forward. But tonight it was just a gut feeling that I had about moving.
Now, of course, you never liked penalties, but did you make a emphasize between that first and second period to try to eliminate those hooking and?
Well, listen, I didn't like the way we started that game at all. We were sloppy. We're all doing our own thing out there instead of playing to a team game. And when you do that and the ice wasn't that good, it looks sloppy, and we got it worked in the first period. So that's why you take 6 penalties. I mean, you're not taking 6 penalties in a period unless you're taking dumb penalties or getting outworked. Okay, so they came to play, and to me that wasn't a good enough start. You know, I don't know if we were nervous because, you know, we know the importance of the game. It's a big game with the old team coming in, and it's an emotionally charged up game. You saw some fisticuffs early. I don't know if we got nervous a little bit about that, because I know we were there to work, but we weren't there to work smart, especially in the first period.
And how about that? The goal made it 3-2 obviously was huge.
Yeah,
yeah,
we get the power play tally at the end of the period there. You know, Borkstrand, he was one of the bright spots in tonight's game. I like the way he played. He was dangerous. He was skating and moving and hanging on to pucks. Saw a lot of the things that he's supposed to do for us, and he gets that goal for us at the end of the period, gives us a little life. And, I mean, we knew even down 2 that we felt like we could come back, but it was taking so long to get our game in order. We got better as the game went on, and we had a pretty good third and overtime and that, but you know, it took us too long. It took us too long to get there.
I think I've asked you this before, but in overtime, how do you decide which 3 guys you're out there?
Well, we usually have a little conference on our bench just so we're all on the same page, the 2 assistant coaches and myself, about the guys that we've liked in the game. You know, like it's not always the same guys.
Right, yeah.
You know, if you're not going tonight, and we had some guys that, you know, worked hard and didn't play that well, and some other guys that weren't good enough tonight, but we had some guys that were going, so you want to try to make sure that you're on the same page as the guys you're going to play. And you know what, that Rantanen was a dangerous player tonight, so we thought, well, when he's out there, we're going to try to put 2D and a forward out. So that was our thought behind that. Then we ended up playing, 4-3 for a while, which and then we went back to the 2 forwards and 1D at the end of the game and found a way to get a goal.
Yeah, that's the point I was making. Not like which exact players, but 2 forwards, 1D. That's what I said.
Yeah, we did that, based on what we saw from that Rantanen tonight. He was a dangerous guy.
And those 2 fights in the first 2 minutes to start the game, was there some kind of history between the 2 teams that carried over, or how do you explain that? It's just such a quick, crazy start.
Yeah, I think you got 2 players on the opposite team that have played here and have done that job here, and that are fan favorite type guys, and I'm sure they enjoyed playing here as we do. And So they want to, I think they want to put on a show, and then we've got some real proud guys in our locker room. And if you take Gallant and Juvenco, they're, they want to stick up for what's ours now, and that's, we're Cleveland's team now, and we feel like, I like what they did. They step up and they answer the bell, and you got 4 willing combatants. It was good for the fans. It was good for our guys. I think to know that we can do that and then continue to play and win a hockey game as well.
And it just looks like you guys have real balanced scoring all throughout.
All right, you bet.
All throughout, you guys have had balanced scoring all season. Do you think that your team is maybe different from some of the other teams that kind of rely on their main scorers because you have so much balance?
Yeah, we have. We're not a high-scoring team. Okay, if you look at the teams in our conference and even in our division, we're one of the lower scoring teams in our division, okay? So, but we do have a lot of guys, young players, that's what they're going to do and what they're, improving at. So we want to be a more potent offensive team, but you're right, our lineup is kind of set to have a little bit more depth. It's not a 1-line team or a 2-line team. Like, we're going to be a 4-line team, and we feel for the most part that all 4 of those lines can contribute offensively, and they do on a nightly basis. We're just not doing it as much as what we would like at this point. And part of that's our power play, and part of it's 5-on-5 play.